Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. And there's Kathy's website if you are interested. Feel free to freeze frame if you want that. Supportive Oracle cards. Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. There's Sandra's name. I do have Hay House websites for Sandra. There we go. Feel free to freeze frame if you want any of those Hay House websites. There's also a Hay House radio here on the back. Feel free to freeze frame on that if you want that. And there's Sandra's picture, of course. Cat's messing with me. He hasn't settled down yet today, so he's bouncing all over the place. Okay, let's see what we have for Taurus. Somebody else might be headed for this. That's the Ten of Swords. I don't think you're going to be the one hitting the Ten of Swords. I feel like, because there's cards matching it. Some people are making decisions, and you might pull them out of the fire. Yeah, I gotta get my Oracle cards out here. You're going to try to help them. I think you're going to try. This might be one of those readings, kind of like you can only try, but it's kind of like giving somebody the chance, leaving it out there for them, but accepting that sometimes people, listen, the way life works, sometimes people have to fail. It doesn't seem like we want that for the people we love, and I give you that. Like, there's a lot of people in my life where I'm like, I'd rather they didn't, and then they do. And sometimes even the message comes through quite strongly, kind of like you need to let them live their own life. If it was meant to be baby-proofed, it would have been baby-proofed. Like, realize that they need to make their own decisions. And it's hard watching somebody, you're like, I see that road they're going down, and it's not pretty. But life is like, no, they're going to become a stronger person. You need to step back and let them make their choices. You can tell them what you know, but you're not allowed to, like, live their life for them. You can tell them what you know and leave it at that. Because something is going to hit the rocks before it gets better. This is like somebody's heading towards rock bottom. Somebody is heading towards rock bottom, whatever that means. I know I've seen it used in a few different situations. Somebody's heading towards rock bottom. And by hitting that moment is where they really get to rebuild their life. And I just feel like you're kind of like, yeah, but I don't want that for them. I don't want them to faceplant, in the glass. I don't want that to happen. Because it feels like that to me. Like watching somebody you love running too fast and they're going to faceplant in a big pile of glass. And you're like, I really, really don't want that. Even if I didn't like them, I'm not sure I'd really want that for them. Like, not for nothing. I really don't want this. But, like, life is saying, listen, it's not for you. This is not for you to live. This is for them to live. I can relate to this. It's funny because I get it and I hate it at the same time. Like, I get it and I hate it. Because you have a lot of love for whoever this is. You really do care about them. And you're like, this is one of those people where if I have to make a quick change, then I'll do it. Taurus hates that. Taurus is very dependable. We do it in a certain way. We do it this way. This is somebody you love that much that, like, if I have to change on a dime, I will do that to fix this so they don't end up face planting in a pile of glass. I will do that. And it's not for you to do. You got a couple fire cards. You're more than willing to make quick changes. Like, I feel like for the people this is going to hit for, like, you totally understand what I'm telling you, because you're like, that's not Taurus's thing. Stereotypical Taurus energy does not make quick changes. You are not usually the king of fire. You're the king of pentacles. You're the king of earth, not the king of fire. But you're like, I will be that. If I need to do that to keep this from happening, I will do that. That's how important this is going to be for you. I feel like I'm making a great impact with that. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, I feel like it's clicking right in. Because you don't do that for just anybody. You wouldn't be willing to do that for just anybody. Like, you'd be more than... This situation is, like, that important to you. You're happy to do it. If that's what stops it from happening, if that stops this from happening, yes, I will. I'm more than happy to do it. That's how important this is to you. And I'm seeing this, and I hate this so much. It has something to do, for most of them, with a passion. Doesn't have to be a romance. Doesn't have to be. Seems like it's very strongly geared that way. But it could be something where somebody's taking a job and it's going to be somewhere where you think it's very dangerous, or like they're not going to be around, or you're just really afraid of what's going to happen for them. But they're like, oh no, this is perfect for me. I need to do this. I don't know. This is really impactful. Like, it's freaking me out. It's freaking me out because you got to kind of like let them make their decisions and hold back. I'm feeling the page between the princess. I think in this deck, I think they are are you the knight, or I don't know. I'm feeling page information. There's a prince and then there's princess in this deck, and it depends on what's going on, if they're the more dominant, or because I feel like there's a dominant energy with the princess, and then there's a more like watching, and the same thing with the prince, more dominant and more watching. I'm kind of feeling they're saying you gotta like pull back, let them make their decisions, and hold to that resolve. So it's kind of a mix of the energy, kind of like not trying to push them or trying to really push them to do something differently. I hate this even more. I feel like I can relate to this. I don't know why. I don't really have much Earth in my chart. I feel like I've said that a lot today. But I'm really relating to this in the sense of like, life is giving you a choice. Oh, I've said this to other people before too. It doesn't usually go well. This will happen either now or later. It will happen. The difference is right now you're in a position to help this person if they really do get in hot water and they need help and they come to you for help. If you keep pushing them away from it, one day you won't be there to stop them. Even more importantly, you won't be there to help them get out of it. It's better for this to happen while you're in a position to help them get out of it and have somebody to talk to. It's meant to happen. Tell them your piece, tell them your truth, but don't pressure them to do what you think they should do. Make sure they make the choice they want to make, but give them your information. Definitely give them your information. This is what I've lived through. This is why I wouldn't do that. No, it'll go different, Taurus. For me, Taurus, I know this is different. I have superpowers, and I can fly around the world in 80 seconds, so it's fine. Okay, then, you can. I feel like I have to be sarcastic because I can't stand it. I hate this whole scenario in the sense of, like, I feel like I'm in Taurus's shoes watching this happen, and I'm just like, it's like when you really care about somebody, and you're like, I don't want bad things to happen here. And life is saying, all right, try to push them out of it if you want, but if it doesn't happen now, it happens later. But the thing is, if it happens now, you're here as a backup. We can wait till later when you're not available, and then we'll see what happens if that's better for you. The thing is, I don't think it'll be that bad. What do we mean by that? Because it sounds horrifying. You're not going to like how this turns out, but I feel like this person is not going to, like, because I keep thinking of this face plant like into a pile of glass. Like, that sounds so bad to me. They're going to stumble, kind of fall forward, almost face plant, but there's not going to be any glass. Maybe they'll break their nose. Not fun. Still don't want that for somebody you love, but not as devastating as it was, They're gonna hit their rock bottom. Their rock bottom may not be as bad as you're afraid that it might be. Rock bottom is different for everybody, so it depends on what their rock bottom is. I didn't realize that till what you define as rock bottom and what they define as rock bottom is different. And it's different for everybody from what I'm understanding. It's what your personal rock bottom is to go, okay, we can't do this. It's kind of like me with health. My father had 3 heart attacks in his 50s, and I was in my 30s already freaking out about it. So rock bottom was when I looked in the mirror and I saw his face, and I was just like, oh, that's where I'm going, because he was an overweight person, and I was headed towards it. So, and I just don't want that for me. No judgment on anybody else. Everybody can live their life the way they want, but for me personally, I'm like, I gotta get that under control. So it's like that was my rock bottom. I gained just enough weight to where I saw his face in the mirror, and I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want those heart attacks. Nope, nope. That did not look like good. And then nope, nope, not for. So now I have a little bit of anxiety about it. So I guess that's the balance. But everybody's rock bottom, I guess, is different. I never thought of it until this reading that was a thing, but I guess it is. It makes sense to me. Are you gonna like the outcome? Not that much, but it's not as bad as you think. You got to step away and wait for them to ask you for help. Let them pick this up on their own. That's going to be another challenge. Wow, this is just one of those readings. When they fall and they break their nose, let's just say that happens. It's not a face plant in the glass, though. It's so much better. I mean, comparatively, like I'd rather have somebody I love break their nose than have all that. Let them get up. Wait for them to ask you for your help. They need to have their strength to know that they can not only survive whatever it is, but they can pick themselves up and have the strength to reform their life on their own terms, but that they don't need to, like, they don't need Taurus to do it for them. You follow me? Or, you know what I mean? So, like, you're going to watch. You're not going to let anything really bad happen to them. You're there if they need you. If they ask, yeah, help them, definitely. And if you want to offer, that's cool. I feel like whoever this is probably won't take you up on that offer. If you just kind of quietly ask, like, hey, I'm here if you need me. Just leave it at that. Don't give them suggestions about what you can do for them. Just say, if you need me, tell me what you need. I'll do what I can. You got to keep it in their control because we don't want this repeating. You know what I mean? We don't want them returning to this moment. We want them like going through this moment, picking themselves up, gaining that strength, and then that's it. We're not returning here. We don't want to come back here. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. This I feel like this is going to work out better than you think. Kind of like, it makes sense when I said that at the end. Kind of like, you know, how bad you're afraid it's going to go versus how bad it is. And if they pick themselves up on their own terms and they have control of it, I don't think they have to return to this moment. It's kind of like having that bad relationship, and instead of people telling you don't do that, them realizing how bad and how hard it got, and then realizing, you know, it's kind of like when you make that bad mistake, you're like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to live like that again. And then it seems like this person is making good on that. So it's like giving them the chance to make good on that. Because there is a potential for a great amount of healing. I've been looking at this the whole time. I don't know why I didn't show it to you. But it's the Four of Swords. It's a great amount of healing. It's the challenge card, though. You could end up circumventing that for them. Instead of them healing, it's just going to go dormant and it'll come back later. We don't want that. You don't want that. I know you don't want that. Kind of like I'd rather it solve easily than later when I'm not around. Just, God, I hope it works out. I don't think I want that either. Are we good? I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.